Israelite in Christ Orlando here at 98.5 The Wire, Orlando's #1 station. Brought us here to talk about who the real Israelites are.
The voice of Pine Hills in West Orlando, Tiger RBG in the studio.
Yes, sir.
Yesterday we had this great conversation. You know, me, you, Big Rob. Big Rob, you there, right? We used to talk about the Kanye
in the building,
bro, all day. Talk about the Kanye West comments on Drink Champs. You guys have watched it. I haven't found 3 hours yet.
Yeah.
You ain't gotta watch 3 hours. Just watch the first 10 minutes.
No, the first 10 minutes he goes.
Watch the first 10 minutes.
You gotta watch the whole thing. Gotta get the full bang.
Yeah, I got because that George Floyd comment took me out.
That come like around 30 minutes in, so you'll quit.
Okay, yeah, so you know how I feel.
Yeah.
But you know, I'm feeding off you guys. You guys watched the whole thing.
Yeah.
I got a long flight, I think, next week, and I'll probably be able to watch it then, download on the phone and check it out. But Mike from I want to make sure I get the proper name of your organization.
Israel United in Christ.
And we call you guys the Israelites.
That's what you can call us that too.
Right.
We see them out in the streets.
You know, and they mean business.
They mean business. Mike, did you get a chance to watch some of the Ye interview?
Well, I seen it all.
You seen it all?
I seen it all. I seen what he said the first time on Nori.
Okay.
I seen what Floyd said on Nori. Mayweather said Jews are black too. But Kanye came with it, you know what, I'm gonna make this point and I'm gonna let everybody know this is what's going on. So I seen it, and then I gotta give y'all props, man. I've been listening to a lot of different shows. 98.5 The Wire is not scared.
Oh.
Y'all came and just said the facts. Y'all didn't make nothing up. Y'all didn't pick no side. Y'all saying, yeah, what the man was saying was true. Why is he getting shut down now for saying this? Why has the industry been like this for years towards our people?
Right.
Well, you know why we could say it.
Right.
Because y'all black owned.
Yeah, 100%.
And you're not scared. That's the thing. And you're not scared.
We own everything.
We own everything. So we not anti-Semitic.
So he redefined, Mike. He redefined anti-Semitic. Did you agree with that assessment?
1,000%. It's what the Israelites been saying for years. Semitic is really Shemitic. Because we come from, Noah has Shem, Ham, and Japheth. We come from Shem. So we are the real Shemitic people. So what he said, all that black on black gangster rap, you being anti-Shemitic towards your people, because the real Jews are the so-called blacks, are the so-called Hispanics, really the real Israelites, because Judah is just one tribe. But I'm going to talk about Brother Khan. I'm going to read scripture real quick. Where he's messing up at, that man got to go to the scriptures. Read Revelation 2 verse 9. That's where he's not correlating it with his proof is in. Proof is right there in the Bible. Read that real quick.
Revelation chapter 2 verse 9. I know thy works and tribulation and poverty, but thou art rich. And I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews and are not, but are the synagogue of Satan.
Hey, so Christ is saying, yo, I know y'all poverty, but y'all rich. You know why he's saying we rich? Because we know who we really are. We know that the commandments and everything, the promises in the Bible are for the Israelites. And them ones that say they are Jews and are not, them are the liars. You the synagogue of Satan.
Wow.
Hey, but you know, what's the name said it too? Remember, Rosenberg was mad at Jay Electronica.
Yeah.
Because he said that in a rap. Rosenberg going crazy. Why? Why you mad now? But you not mad when Jay-Z them talking about the killing and the shooting and the beat downs, all from the and what they saying about that drill rap? Nah, they better stop it. That been going on since the late 80s to 90s. After Public Enemy and them, it was all gangster rap.
Wow.
Absolutely.
Where do we go from here, Mike?
Right. Now that we have this, this information is in pop culture. It's in pop. It's popular. What do we do now?
What do we do now? Y'all got to investigate for yourselves and start living the way, if you know who you are, says live. We got to start keeping the God. So if we're the real Jews, right? How did the real Jews live? The real Jews, and you know, in this American system, you ever heard of the judicial system?
Yeah.
That's the judicial. That was stolen from us. That's our system. We had the laws. We had the order. All that was taken from us. From why? We are not living the way God said live. We're not keeping the commandments. We committing what's thou shalt not kill. Give me that scripture, because this is the big one in our community that Kanye said it, but Bishop Nathaniel from I.U.I.C been saying it for the long. We did a whole classes on Margaret Singer. Thou shalt not kill is right in the 10 Commandments. How often are we killing our babies? The women killing our kids. You know, right now they putting that thing. You ever heard they putting it in the mail now? They mailing that Plan B pill in the mail.
Yeah.
What community is it going to?
Wow.
It's going to our community. Read what it says. Exodus what?
Exodus 20.
Read it real quick. We're gonna read it fast.
Exodus 20:13. Thou shalt not kill.
How plain is that?
That's real plain.
We killing our babies, man. They said the worst place for a black child is where? In the black mother's womb.
That's touchy right there. And you're hitting on some people, man. So what is the Israelites' position on abortion then?
We just read it. We shouldn't be killing. We promote thou shalt not kill. We promote marriage, not no girlfriends, not no Netflix and chill, friend with benefits. When you lay down with that,
no boo thing.
Nah, no boo thing.
No boo thing. Okay.
We lay down with that woman. You're supposed to marry her. If you don't want to marry her, don't lay down with her yet. Get to know her. Prove her, like it says, prove her friend. So our position is simple as that on abortion. Do not kill your kids. You're killing the nation. You're killing the future leaders of your nation when you do that. You don't know. You don't know what child could come out of you if you want to kill them before you give it a chance to flourish and really grow to see what it could be.
Well, are there any exceptions?
None, because I know Mr. Paul good. Not even with rape.
Not even incest.
The woman want to call. Well, you look at the percentage of that, right, for the abortions. That's like a minuscule percentage of when it comes to that. Women are always wrong. What if I got raped? What if I got with incest? If that's not what happened to you, why are you considering that? We'll deal with the ones that has happened to, and what I would say, like, coach them through that situation and let them know you don't know what that child could be. Don't abort it. Don't abort it. Let that child go up to be a great man or woman, and the person that did that, they're going to face God's judgment. They're going to face Romans 6 verse 23. Wages of sin is death. So no, even in rape or incest, you're not supposed to abort that child.
Wow. Now that right there might be one of the points that really probably rattles people, particularly women who have been raped and molested, or by family members. It hits home.
Yeah.
And the slave masters did it.
Especially in America.
In America, it hits home, and because do you want to carry a child that you didn't ask for, that you didn't? But and I'm not asking for you to make a comment. I'm just telling you that comment right there is gonna hurt people. They're gonna take it the wrong way. And me as a man, I just can't. I can't tell a woman what to do in that situation. Me personally, I know there's the Bible, there's the Quran, there's other writings out there, but what did our ancestors do?
Well, we didn't have all this rape, this American situations happening. We was a lot more holistic,
right?
When we, and got in the mix of this,
right?
And now we're perverted,
How do we prevent these type of things? Since we talking about how do we prevent the 1 out of 3 females being molested before they're 17. 1 out of 4 black boys are molested before they're 17 and 18. The numbers could be even higher. And we know there's data that kind of coincides with the LGBT and sexual molestation at birth. The data is there. They don't like to talk about it.
Yeah,
but it's there.
It's there. A lot of the young men who are gay have been molested by other men.
Hey, the scriptures say all manner of sin is forgiven, right? So they can change their lives. They don't have to conform to what's been done to them and then repeat it and alter their whole lifestyle. the way to stop this thing is getting in this book, realizing who you are, and start really trying to keep God's commandments. The ones that commit the acts, God's going to deal with them. God's going to deal with them. They're going to get what they deserve according to the way God has it set up. If we go back to the times during Moses, what happened to them? They got stoned. They got put to death. And now what's going to happen is they're going to have to deal with the consequences of doing those things. They ain't going to get away with that. But to stop it is to really go back and say, you know what? I'm going to keep God's commandments. I'm going to know who I am. I'm going to raise my child not to put themselves in that situations. You understand what I'm saying? Right. A lot of times these uncles and these things, they shouldn't be left alone with these kids like that.
Right.
We put ourselves in some situations that if we looked at things biblically, we wouldn't even be in those circumstances. We wouldn't be in those circumstances. Why is a man left with a child in certain situations like that?
Wow.
Why is that? Wow. Where's the mother at to raise these kids?
Man, and there is also, and I know we got to move on and talk about the Kanye comments more about that, but there is a high incident of women who have raped other women, and it never gets reported. It never gets reported because the women are embarrassed.
Yeah.
But you know what happened to that woman? Later on in life,
comes
out in their lifestyle because they first experience with sex is with a woman. And psychologically, you never forget that.
Perversion is stuff.
Yeah. You never forget that first experience. How do we as a culture deal with that? Because there was the Me Too movement was good on bringing men out that had molested other women, but it did not touch the women who had messed with other women.
Now we got laws for all these things, so you're not going to cancel nothing down to 0%.
Exactly.
But the number's going to go way down. The times if it happen, it won't be normal in our culture if we get back to truly who we are. Because until Christ come back, the sin going to be there. You know what I'm saying? The sin going to be there. But the amount of times that it happens to us is way too high. You're going to lessen that number a whole lot less if we get back to living the way we're supposed to live. If we get in our mindset that I'm not African American, I'm not black, I'm not a Negro, I'm not a real N-word, I'm not a busted baby, I'm not a thought. And we get back to really realizing that, okay, I'm an Israelite from the tribe of Judah, Levi, Benjamin, or whatever the tribe is, your mind is not going to be on the worldly things. You're not going to be in this situation. You're not going to be in a party getting drunk where somebody can spike your drink and do something to you. You're going to be in a whole different mindset. So when we get back to knowing who we are, and that's what Kanye said was so important, he's getting these young people to start searching like, okay, if he's saying that the black people are the real Jews, why are they calling me this name? We're African American. They're going to realize, like, dang, African American came out in 1985 with Jesse Jackson. Where some of us is older than our own nationality. That don't make no sense.
Yeah, they changed it around. It was Negro, black.
Right.
Yeah, they changed it. It's several different types. Big Rob, you got anything for Mike, man? Yo, we're going there right now. What should we take away, Mike, from this Kanye conversation, the 3-hour conversation? What should we take away, and how do we digest it and move on?
Well, his situation is what they did. They tried to mix in that George Floyd thing. What we got to do is, like the Israelites been doing for the longest time, have backbone and say, you know what? We are not going to cower down and apologize for admitting who we really are. And that's what Nori has done, Nick Cannon has done, all of them that has said this, and now they're attacking them. Have some backbone. Give me Most High to give the spirit of fear. We got to get rid of that fearful spirit. That's it. We got to understand that in 2 Timothy 1:7. We got to understand that it ain't all about the almighty dollar. It ain't all about the almighty. A lot of these brothers, and shame on LeBron James for not airing the interview. Shame on him for not. Remember Kanye came on his first, and they didn't want to air it.
On LeBron James,
he did this
barbershop.
Yeah. They didn't want to air it. Charlemagne was one of Nori said, "Don't do it. I told you not to do it." And I thought Nori had some backbone, so Nori showed it the next day. He up there apologizing.
Do you think he apologized for the George Floyd or because of the Jewish thing?
I know you said that yesterday. He apologized for every. Have you heard it?
Yeah.
He said that black Jewish thing, that's not true. He apologized for. I've never seen a thug apologize so many times. A gangster dude that was so hard from New York, and apologizing to the man that he know has oppressed us. But what do they want him to do? They want him to get on Hot 97 with 2 blunts in his ear and talk about the thug stuff. When he did that interview, he had 2 blunts in his ear talking about it's not think champs, it's drink champs. That's what he said. Like so, totally.
He belittled the interview, talking about their drinking and all that.
Yeah, he said it's not that. And Boyce Watkins got on. Boyce Watkins said, "Man, you just said it right there. You totally belittled your whole way of thinking. Like they just want they pushing that whole agenda of drink, smoke, have a good time, be happy, go lucky. That's all they pushing on our people."
Wow. Did Kanye lie about who owns the media?
Certainly not. Read first 2 Timothy 1 verse 7. This is what he did.
2 Timothy chapter 1 verse 7. For God hath not given us the spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind.
God has given us sound minds. You know, he didn't lie. Everybody know that they've been doing this for years. Nori was on there saying that, Steve Rifkin, the man that signed Wu-Tang Clan. He was trying to say that in a way, well, if Steve Rifkin signed Wu-Tang Clan, how could he be racist? Yeah, because 90% of Wu-Tang Clan music was talking about thugging and drinking and smoking. Even though they had the little tidbits in there of positivity, it's not stand up and said verbatim like, we are the Israelites, we are the Jews.
Whitney Houston was the R&B singer that had songs about the children and do your best. Still was signed to Clive Davis. Still it don't matter what we doing.
You guys were signed. You were part of Dead Prez.
Right, yeah.
And what label were you guys signed to?
Steve Rifkin.
You were signed to Steve Rifkin.
Steve Rifkin.
Oh, he was in Dead Prez?
Yeah, he's part of the contract. He's still eating off of that.
Loud Records. And that was, we seen it then.
So did the Jewish guys play any kind of role in your music?
Yeah, they put it out.
They the one who decided what goes out?
Well, yeah, kinda. Like,
what about the lawyers?
See, we were a little different than like people like Nori. We came in knowing already who's who, what's what.
Right, you could tell by their music.
Yeah,
I could tell by their music.
It was like, if we don't put this out, just watch yourself.
Right.
If you don't put this out, watch yourself. So they don't want to watch themselves.
Right.
You put that out. That's how they did with Ice Cube. That's how they did with Dead Prez. That's how they did with certain groups. But you have certain folks that's just like, yo, man, I'm here for this bag. I'm here for this money.
It don't matter.
What do I have to do? Okay, I have to be positive. Okay, I'm positive. Oh, I don't have positives out. Positives out. Okay, we back positive again.
Right.
Whatever the money says, and so But
Mike, is there any other genre of music that degrades its culture, like hip hop, or that promotes the bad things of its culture? I mean, we know stuff goes on in country music in their culture. We know, but do they talk about it in their music?
I'm gonna put it like this, and culture music is pretty big. Country, each one of those genres, you can see some of the bad music in it, but why is hip hop grown to the biggest culture music that there is? You got Nelly doing music with the country guys. Hip hop has been growing to be the biggest. Why? Because their plan is to keep us at that lower level. In Psalms 83, it says. They have committed crafty counsel against our people and named the nations. So how can hip hop come from nowhere? And because when it started out, it was positive.
Right.
It was mainly positive, talking pro-black, talking about fight the power, fighting against the system, even the reggae music.
Fun.
And then went from that to what it is now. So yeah, you're gonna find because what's the name that said that? Benzino was on one of these clubhouse things with some of our brothers in there. Benzino was trying to make that same point. But to the degree that it's pushed out of negativity, and We're the only the rock and roll people and the country music. They're not calling their women B's and H's. They're not saying it like that.
Right. And are they promoting drugs?
Not as much as we are. Just I mean, it's sad to say.
Electronic music, absolutely.
Yeah. But that's kind of like, it's not really mainstream. Like, you're not getting on the airwaves. You get it online.
They got hundreds of thousands of people at every show.
Yeah.
And they're mollied out.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they're doing, but you know, so what? We're not worried about them. Who we're talking about is us. Like, that's their culture. Their culture is to do drugs and do all of that. They're doing just fine doing that. With us, it's anti-Semitic. It's
So, Mike,
anti-Semitic.
a few more questions. Are there any true white Jews?
Are there any true white Jews? I'm gonna read Jeremiah 14:2. We're gonna read it. We're gonna read what the Jews look like.
Jeremiah 14 verse 2. Judah mourneth, and the gates thereof languish. They are black unto the ground.
So he's saying Judah mourneth, right? At this time when he wrote this, there's a famine going on. So he's saying Judah mourneth, and their gates thereof languish. They are black to the ground. When the so-called Jewish people was going through that stuff with Hitler, they were getting starved out in the famine. How come their skin didn't turn black? When we starved out in the famine, our skin turns way darker than what it normally is. So no, by bloodline, there are no true white Jews out there. Because Israelites come in all different colors. It ain't a color thing.
Right.
It's a bloodline thing. So when it goes back to the true bloodline, they do not fit what the Bible says about them. And everything that I can read can be in the Old Testament. This is the Old Testament talking about the Jews is black.
Right.
I go to Ezekiel. King Solomon said he black. The first man, Adam, made from the dust of the ground. So how can somebody said before, how can the Jews come out black and then come back white? Our culture has been stolen.
Is there a difference between the people in the religion? Because somebody can, we have a lot of actors who are Jewish by religion. Are they considered Jews?
According to the Bible, no. They're not keeping all of, they be biting off the foreskin of some of their kids when they're born.
Is that the Bible?
Nah, not biting off the, but putting your mouth on your son's thing to bite off. You know about that, right? They do that. Now there is the commandment that says we gotta get circumcised, but not like that.
Right.
Not like that. They had a hand in funding the slave trade. How they the commandments say, "Curses the man that stealeth a man."
So when did this start that they took on the title of being the Jewish community?
Wasn't that, I think, in 1948? 1948?
Yes.
That they got deemed to give their land back in 1948, from what I remember.
Okay.
The Bell, what's that called? The Balfour Declaration.
So I haven't been to Israel, but the people that I know have been there, have seen the black Israelites there. Are those the original Jews?
The ones that are there who bear witness with this Bible, yes. Because we do have some Jews go down there and live there, and over there, what they getting? They getting oppressed like hell over there.
Yeah. Getting moved around.
Yeah.
Oh.
So they still fall up under them curses.
Before we go, Tahir, Big Rob, you guys got anything?
Hey man, glad you all could come here. When I saw the vid, I thought, wow, this is an alley-oop. Whoever can get to that rim, it's an easy dunk. And I'm glad you brothers came through to go ahead and dunk it for us.
We used to scream black power while heroin was pushed. But at the end of the day, nothing's in vain. I.U.I.C has been given a vision. The tents of Judah has risen. Many has attempted the mission. Minor murmuring, omitting, and missing the mark. Just reading that he had the flame of fire in his eyes gave us the spark. We on Paul's mission. We out on the road, purple and gold. From Mexico, Cuba, Haiti, Ghana, Sierra Leone. 144,000 boots banging, concrete crackling. These are our men repented at heart. The scriptures is proof. I.U.I.C, we deliver the truth.